Happy Thursday to everyone. It's Stan Morris reporting along with you today, and here's a look at the rundown as we are getting ready to cover several stories today, including a health alert out of Greene County where hepatitis A was reported at the Little Caesars on West Kings Highway, and now several warnings are being issued. We've got all of those coming up for the Department of Health, plus a suspected meth dealer in Northeast Arkansas arrested, a new interim BRTC president announced, and a town hall preview, Future for Felons, with Minister Ime Elugbi. He's going to be here as we talk about the prison industrial complex. It's a conversation that's going to be previewed for the town hall that's coming up, and we'll be talking about all of these stories plus more on NEA Report right now. Let's begin tonight on NEA Report with a health alert from the Arkansas Department of Health. A possible hepatitis A exposure between July 19 and August 2nd at Little Caesars on West Kings Highway in Paragould. An employee tested positive for the virus, and now those who ate there between July 19 and August 2nd are urged to get a vaccine just in case. If you don't know, Hep A, a contagious liver disease, but it's one that can be prevented if you get a vaccine after exposure or an immune shot too. The symptoms can include fever, fatigue, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, a lot of other stuff as well. In fact, since February, 80 cases of Hep A have been reported as part of this outbreak across Northeast Arkansas. That includes one death. Greene County's had the most, but there have been a lot of cases in Clay, Craighead, Greene, Independence, Lawrence, Mississippi, and Randolph counties. The Arkansas Department of Health is encouraging folks in Greene County between the age 19 to 60 to get vaccinated for hepatitis A, whether or not you visited Little Caesars Pizza, but especially if you did on those dates we talked about. That's the target audience, to say the least. They're going to have a vaccine clinic until 7 p.m. tonight at Paragould Community Center. Also tomorrow from 7 a to 7 p. At the Paragould Community Center. And the vaccine is going to be provided to the public at no cost. But if you have an insurance card, bring it, please. Additional clinics are going to be held from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Thursday and Friday, August 16th and 17th. That's going to be at Eastside Baptist Church, 529 East Court Street in Paragould. Obviously, the Arkansas Department of Health is focusing on trying to prevent this from happening, and they're focusing on ages 19 to 60 because the current cases, they say, are all in that age range. A lot of children already have vaccines for hepatitis A, but many adults over 60 developed an immunity because of previous exposure, right? The things that can put you at risk for getting hepatitis A includes close contact with somebody that has Hep A, being a food worker, using drugs, injected or not. Using drugs is bad. Experiencing homelessness, transient or unstable housing, it says, being recently incarcerated. It says hepatitis A vaccine safe and effective, but you definitely want to get on top of that if that happens. It's usually spread, when somebody ingests tiny amounts of fecal matter that has come into contact with food and stuff. So in other words, wash your hands if you're a food worker out there, please. And if you live in Greene County or any of the other counties we talked about, it's probably time for you to pay a little more attention to this, especially if you're living over there in Greene County. It's a health alert, to say the least. I don't really know what a lot of meth would be considered as far as weight goes, but it seems like 1 pound of meth a month would be a lot, at least to this individual. But that's one less pound a month that's going to be on the streets after an arrest in Cleburne County, and a press release there that says it was not just illegal drugs, but stolen guns that were found during a search warrant that was recently executed. On July 31st, the Sheriff's Office executed that search warrant with the help of the 16th Judicial Drug Task Force and Heber Springs Police. 60 grams were found of meth, along with drug paraphernalia, prescription pills, and, according to the press release, stolen guns. Larry Taylor, 39, was taken into custody and later charged with felony offenses of possession of meth with intent to deliver, possession of drug paraphernalia, simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, maintaining a drug premises, and theft by receiving. Possible that those guns were received, maybe stolen guns that were then traded as a gift? Who knows? It says the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office was greatly appreciative for all the leads and tips that were submitted in reference to drug activity, and they're asking for those to continue. Taylor led detectives to believe he was distributing about 1 pound of meth a month. A big congratulations and shout out to Dr. Jan Ziegler, who is taking over as the new interim president at Black River Technical College in Pocahontas. It was announced today on the Black River Tech Facebook page. Of course, their previous president did announce his departure for another university a short time ago. Dr. Ziegler's been at Black River Tech for a minute, and she's also an extremely kind and sweet member of the community, and one that I've had the pleasure of studying under and learning with as well. Yes, I went to Black River Tech, if you didn't know it. And I'm a big fan of Dr. Ziegler. Congratulations to her, as a new chapter would be set to begin there at Black River Tech. Here's a look at your officer of the day. This is out of England, Arkansas.
Yeah, we there just trying to record a video.
Yeah, we just noticed you've been following us everywhere.
Right now?
Yeah.
You know why? Because you don't belong in my city.
How we from here?
But you understand, I know who my people are, right? Who belongs here, who doesn't?
Who don't?
We got gang wars going on. We got all kinds of stuff. And I come from the big city where this stuff's small.
Yeah.
He comes from Lone Oak, Arkansas, just so you know. And the officer continues to, well, he acts a little bit like a jerk here with his veneers that he's got because his teeth were previously rotted out and he had to have them replaced at some point. Officer Moore has been fired for his behavior that was depicted in this video, rightfully so. He told a group of black men that you people don't belong in my city. But it's not his city, and it's not even his employer anymore. For some reason, groups of individuals in badges continue to show up on video behaving this way. But we're supposed to remember that these are the bad ones. By the way, just so you know, it's been 15 days since the department got this video and the investigation was started. There's been no comment on it except for the officer being fired. The police chief won't give an interview on camera, and no results of the supposed investigation have been released. Police can arrest somebody that's alleged to have committed murder in hours, but it's taken 2 weeks to investigate this one. I wonder what the problem is.
Family Medical Clinic of Walnut Ridge and Bono are your neighborhood healthcare providers, and we're now accepting new patients. We know you have a tight schedule, so we're here 6 days a week at both locations from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. In Walnut Ridge, stop by 1045 West Main Street or call us to make an appointment, 886-8300. In Bono, we're on Highway 63 North or call 930-9990. Walnut Ridge Family Medical Clinic and Bono Family Medical Clinic, here for you when you need us.
It's time for us to look at your New Wave Wireless weather. Home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. Home with some showers and thunderstorms for us today across northeast Arkansas. Less of a chance as we roll in tonight, but a 30% chance still, with a low around 69. Tomorrow, a 20% chance for precipitation with a high around 90. Mostly sunny skies expected otherwise. For Saturday, a 30% chance for thunderstorms and a high around 90 then too. 40% chance on Sunday, so a better chance then, but back down to 30% chance by Monday. So we've got rainfall in the forecast throughout the next 5, 6, even 7 days. But small chances as we get into the later part of the 5-day forecast. Now, by next Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to be back up to a 40% chance for those. So it could be a rainy week on the way next week. It's 79 degrees in Jonesboro right now, mostly cloudy skies as we speak. Another Future for Felons Town Hall is coming up this month. It's going to happen on August 25th at Parker Park Community Center from 3 until 4 p.m. That's on a Saturday. And one of the individuals who's organizing it, in fact, he is the primary force behind the event, and who's joining us on the phone to talk to us about it a little bit more is Minister Ime Elugby. Thank you, sir, for joining us once again here on NEA Report. We're glad to have you in with us.
Thank you, Stan, as always, for having me.
Tell me about the first a town hall. I think you had it a couple of months ago, or maybe right at the end of last month. How did it go? Tell me about it.
It went well. That one was we discussed the red tape reduction task force, and Senator Cooper was a guest speaker there, and we talked about how Governor Asa had formed the task force to kind of reduce the barriers facing people with criminal records. The barriers that keeps them from meaningful employment or licensing or any of those kind of things.
So this time's town hall, I noticed it's going to focus more on the prison industrial complex. Can you give us a little bit of a preview of what to expect?
Okay, so a lot of people may not know what the prison industrial complex is. What we're talking about is really mass incarceration or the over-criminalization, plus all the companies who profit from mass incarceration. This is an industry that, according to the Prison Policy Initiative, it's a $182 billion industry. Now, the Bureau of Justice Statistics reports that it is a $265 billion industry. However, the Bureau of Justice Statistics, they have incorporated civil court, and whereas the Prison Policy Initiative did not incorporate the civil court, just mainly focusing on criminal court alone. So it paints a more accurate picture of what's going on, and it also goes on to tell us who are the key stakeholders and other influential lobby groups. And it's important to know that these lobby groups, they actively block any serious prison or criminal justice reform that threatens their profit. Okay, and so, I mean, you have all companies with construction companies. They are 3.3 billion. You have food companies providing food for all the prisons at 2.1 billion. Utilities at 1.7 billion. Okay, telephone companies that provide telephone calls at 1.3 billion. Okay, you have they're charging for a 15-minute phone conversation. Families are paying almost $25 for a 15-minute phone conversation. Okay, you have also health care. Companies providing health care to prisoners. That's for 12.3 billion. Okay, you have bail fees. Okay, at 1.4 billion. You have even the prosecuting attorneys. They are at 5.8 billion. Public defenders. Okay, they don't make as much as prosecuting attorneys. They are at 4.5 billion. And so when we add all these things up, it comes up to $182 billion. And so that's what the prison industrial complex is, basically.
We looked at the graphic a moment ago, which showed how that the incarceration rate had increased dramatically since the 60s and 70s. You're going to be discussing, I'm taking from this a great deal of that and some of the motivators for why that's difficult to change. There's so many for-profit institutions that are tied to our justice system at the moment, and we've seen some experience with that in Craighead County with the Justice Network, where folks had a hard time escaping once they were inside of the system. I can understand the focus. Is much of the discussion going to be about how to not just get out of the system, but also to change some of the laws?
Yes, to change some of the laws and policies. Recently, I wrote the governor a letter, and Jeff Sessions, the U.S. Attorney General, he was in Arkansas just a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about recidivism and how it was difficult thing to solve. And I wrote the governor a letter saying, listen, as long as these policies and laws are in place, these policies and laws that are used to control and to alienate and to marginalize and to discriminate against formerly incarcerated people or felons, we will always be in this recidivism. We will always have the high rate of recidivism, and our prison population will always keep rising, even when crime rates may be at an all-time low.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned when we were talking earlier on the phone something about some signs that were out at Cedar Heights that you were going to be hopefully working on having taken down. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, there are these signs. They're all over the Cedar Heights Drive, and they basically state that the property belongs to the Craig County Court. It has been declared a public nuisance, and that anybody that's on the property is subject to search, and that convicted felons are not allowed on the property. So that right there is discrimination, overt discrimination against felons. And then it's unconstitutional. It goes against the Fourth Amendment, which is the right of the citizens to feel secure and not to be searched unnecessarily. Okay, and so that goes right against the Fourth Amendment. And so we have drafted a petition, and we're going to, have people sign this petition for the courts to take it down. I've actually met with the mayor and the chief of police last year about these signs, and so this is a follow-up on that. When I get about 200 or 300 signatures, I will go back to the mayor and ask him to help with this.
I see. Just very curious. I had not heard anything about that before, so we wanted to be able to hit on that while we chatted. Short on time, so we want to remind everyone that the Future for Felons Town Hall is on August 25th at Parker Park Community Center. It's from 3 to 4 p.m. And if folks want to find out more information, how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, you can through the Facebook. Future for Felons is on Facebook, and through our Facebook we have a website, www.tinyurl.com/Future for Felons. I believe the Facebook page is the quickest way to get in touch with us. The Facebook page.
Very good. I think most people that are watching our show here on Facebook probably can figure that one out, I hope. Unless somebody set the show up for them and they just started watching it. I don't know. But Minister Ime Lugbe, we appreciate you for what you're doing, and we thank you for joining us today. We wish you the best of luck with the town hall that's coming up later this month. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
If you'd like to find out more about any of the stories we covered today or watch old newscasts, it's all available at neareport.com. Thanks for joining us tonight on the broadcast. We're so very happy to have you in. We'll see you tomorrow with more news from Northeast Arkansas. I'm Stan Morris, and you're up to date.